Which love song makes your heart melt every time? André Rieu, the king of waltz, has moved millions of people with his soulful violin playing and enchanting shows. Now at age 75, he's opened his heart to fans by telling them about his true love in a way that has left them speechless. Take a look at this sweet confession, a love story that moves as smoothly as his waltz. André Rieu fell in love with music when he was only 5 years old. Born on October 1, 1849, when he first picked up the violin, the famous musician is 75 years old and 20 years old at the same time in Maastricht, Netherlands. Even though Rieu is getting older, he has said that he really wants to keep playing and can't stand the thought of retiring. He started the Johann Strauss Orchestra in 1987 and has grown it from a small group of 12 musicians to a huge show. With between 40 and 50 concerts and an average of 10,000 people, these events are famous for the fun atmosphere they create, complete with fireworks and confetti. His work accomplishments are impressive, with 2 World Music Awards and many gold and platinum albums, but Rieu stresses how important family is above all else. Spending time with his wife Marjorie and their kids is very important to him, especially when it's his birthday. As a matter of fact, his personal link to music often comes from his own childhood and his desire to make things better for his family. Rieu tells his 75th birthday who his true love is. At the height of the parties for his 75th birthday, André Rieu said something from the heart that shocked and moved his fans around the world. The king of the waltz told the deepest truth instead of talking about his successful music business or upcoming tours. That after almost 50 years together, his wife Marjorie is still his true love and the key to his success. Rieu told her, "Without her, I would be nothing," in a very vulnerable moment. This statement was very important coming from a man whose music has touched millions of people around the world. He made this point even clearer by saying, "I often tell Marjorie that without you, I would be in the gutter," which showed how much he relied on their relationship. This new information has changed how people see Rieu's achievement. Fans have praised his musical skill for decades, thinking that his drive came from his love of the violin and classical music. His admittance, on the other hand, shows how his art is built on emotions. When you compare the statement to Rieu's childhood, it becomes even more important. He said that he didn't feel loved as a child and said, "I can't remember ever being hugged by my father." Rieu does more than play Strauss waltzes when he plays his violin, as this emotional realization shows. He talks about the love that changed him from a boy who had a sad childhood to a man whose music makes millions of people happy. As a result, every sound he plays has a new meaning for the people who hear it. Romantic waltzes and emotional acts are all ways for him to show the love he found with Marjorie but didn't have when he was growing up. His music has more meaning because of this, and fans can connect with it on a deeper level. Marjorie has stayed out of the public eye for the most part of their marriage. She doesn't show up in public with André very often, and she once said in an interview that she doesn't want her husband to define her. Still, she had a huge impact on his work, and most people didn't know about it until now. Rieu got the entry as part of a party for his 75th birthday, giving a rare look into his personal life. Instead of just talking about his singing accomplishments, he used this important event to honor the woman who helped him get where he is today. "We care about each other and love music together. What else do I need?" Rieu gives a simple answer. Fans who have long admired his emotional honesty were moved by this speech, which was free of any dramatic flourishes. In the meantime, Marjorie keeps her usual calmness when talking about how much people admire her husband. "I know he loves me," she said with confidence that her love for stars has nothing to do with love, showing how stable their relationship is. Their 48-year journey together has brought them to a house in Maastricht from the 1600s that was once owned by Count d'Artagnan. Rieu told the Yorkshire Post, "I always dreamed of living in this castle. The castle is full of beautiful paintings and treasures, and it's another dream come true for her. It was going to have beautiful drawings and things that were important to me in it. I now have my dream." Rieu has changed the story of his whole career by making it about more than just ability and hard work. It is now also about healing, and love. It's now clear that his music is more than just fun. It shows how a man learned to turn pain into beauty through the security of love that lasts. Rieu has a milestone party in Maastricht with family and friends. The violinist's 75th birthday turned into a big party that took place in many places and at many events, including private family moments and big public parties. Rieu's link to his hometown of Maastricht and his gratitude for the people who have helped him throughout his career were both shown in the milestone birthday celebration. Rieu held a huge party at his castle in Maastricht, which used to belong to Count d'Artagnan, for his 75th birthday, which was a big deal. Unlike the smaller celebrations of earlier years, this milestone called for something extra special. He asked the whole Johann Strauss Orchestra to play and celebrate privately inside the old walls that are now his family home. The master cares about his family in more ways than just his wife Marge. For his 75th birthday, he planned a wonderful family gathering that included not only his own family, but also the families of the musicians in his orchestra. Frank Steins, who has been in the group for a long time, said that André always has big ideas. Of course, this philosophy also showed up in how he planned the special party for his 75th birthday. At the heart of the celebrations were still family customs. Rieu's birthday was still marked by the personal touches that made it special the year before. Even though he was very private about his personal life, he let fans see a little of these events through carefully chosen social media posts. This gave fans a rare chance to see the man behind the violin when he is with the people he loves the most. In addition to private parties, Rieu celebrated his birthday with friends all over the world at a number of public events. He asked his fans to join him on a special boat party, as he and his Johann Strauss Orchestra went through the area where he loved performing. Fans were able to see the beautiful canals of his city with the birthday maestro at this public event. Also put together a unique movie event called André Rieu's 75th birthday party, The Dream Continues. He put together this global screening experience himself, saying, "I chose some of my favorite performances from our global tours." Rieu gave the movie special to fans who couldn't make it to the parties in person. Fans all over the world paid respect to the violinist and held their own events to mark the occasion. Social media sites are full of birthday wishes from fans on different countries, making a virtual party that goes along with the real one. These unplanned tributes from fans showed how much people really care about the singer. The most unusual party might have been at Efteling, Holland's best entertainment park, where Rieu threw a party for 500 people over the weekend. On the list of guests were the whole orchestra, the crew, the office, all the workers, their partners, their children and their grandchildren. This place is especially important to me because it was the setting for his play André Rieu in Wonderland at Rathof Square in Maastricht. This is where Rieu usually held summer concerts, with birthday concerts being a big part of his yearly series. There were birthday themes at these events, and fans from his hometown could join in the fun right in the middle of his hometown. One musician in the group really got the feel of these events. That party for the superstar himself was one to remember. We all felt like kids last weekend. All of the birthday events played on this theme, a mix of pure joy like a child and deep gratitude for the long road that led Rieu to his set. How Marjorie changed Rieu's music and life. Behind every beautiful sound of André Rieu's violin is a woman who has an impact on their life in many ways, not just in their private lives. Marjorie Rieu, who used to teach German, has shaped both the man and the music business that millions of people around the world love. Marge and André Rieu's marriage of almost 50 years is the key to his success. Their friendship started when they were students and grew into a partnership based on respect for each other and a common goal. Throughout their journey together, they have stayed true to their core values, which include putting family first, being honest in their art, and staying in touch with regular people, even when they are famous. It was once said that their son Pierre, who is now vice president of André Rieu Productions, said that his parents were right for each other. "My dad likes to dream, and my mom keeps him grounded." Rieu has been able to work on his big projects while keeping his personal life stable thanks to this balance. Marjorie tries to stay out of the press, but her influence can be seen all over Rio's music business. As CEO of the company, she is in charge of the business processes that have made Rio's art a worldwide sensation. Their artistic and practical minds work well together, making them very effective at their job. Marjorie has an effect on many parts of the show that most people don't think about, like the costumes and the staging. Members of the orchestra often talk about how critical she is during practices, where she gives honest feedback that affects how the show turns out. She is the only one who can tell me the truth about how I did. Rieu once talked about their work relationship in a rare interview. I listened to Marjorie when she says it wasn't good enough even though 10,000 people cheer. Why Rieu says she's his best gift. Even though he is 75 years old, Rieu always says that Marjorie is the reason he is happy and successful. After a childhood without affection, Marjorie gave him the emotional safety that let his ability grow. She gave me faith when I didn't have any. Rieu has said that the love power you hear in my music comes from what she taught me about love. Their strong bond goes beyond their personal and work lives. In a field where relationships tend to end quickly, their relationship shows how love can drive artistic expression. In fact, Rieu's best works aren't just homages to classical music, they're also statements of the love that changed his life. During his 75th birthday party, André Rieu openly said that his wife Marjorie was his greatest love. His fans all over the world responded right away and in a big way. Fans have been deeply moved by his honest admission about the woman who built his music kingdom more than any other moment in his 50-year career. After Rieu paid him a moving respect, a flood of letters came from 6 continents to his mausoleum cast. Japanese fans sent traditional origami cranes, which are a sign of happiness and long life, while fans from South America sent handmade items that celebrated love that lasts. A number of old couples who had been married as long as the Rieus told their own love stories, putting together a web of love stories that crossed generations. One letter from an 80-year-old widow in Australia was very moving. She said, "Watching you talk about Marjorie reminded me of how my late husband used to look at me. You have shown everyone what a real relationship looks like at any age." Digital platforms saw a lot of use of the term #Neo Rieu love story as fans shared their admiration for André Rieu's honesty. Many people talked about how his admission about Marjorie changed how they saw his power of love act. Millions of people have watched videos of Rieu talking about his wife in just a few days. A lot of Rieu's longtime fans made tribute movies that mixed his most romantic songs with quotes about Marjorie. Many people talked about how his music had helped them fall in love. With love notes and "Can't Help Falling in Love" are often used as wedding choices. The meet and greets that happened after Rieu's birthday concerts turned into emotional events where fans talked about how they felt. Many people brought the couple gifts for their anniversary because they knew how important their relationship was to the music they share. A couple who were marking their 40th wedding anniversary gave Rieu a bound book of love letters they had written to each other over the years. Another fan said she had put off her cancer treatment so she could go to his concert, saying, "Your story about finding strength in love gave me the strength to face my own journey." These meetings showed how Rieu's personal revelation had changed the normal fan-artist connection into something deeper, a shared celebration of how long love can last. People who had been following his music career for decades felt a deeper link with him when he became vulnerable at age 75. André Rieu's 75-year journey shows how to balance personal and work life and gain deep insights into how to keep personal relationships and artistic passions alive over decades. His long-lasting marriage to Marjorie teaches us a lot about how to keep long-term relationships strong while building a worldwide music business. Rieu's attitude to work-life balance is very different from that of many entertainers who put family before work. Instead, he balanced his work goals with his personal ones. Rieu never let his busy touring routine get in the way of spending time with his family. This balance can be seen in his Maastricht house, which has both professional studios and private family rooms, all in one building. His plan was to combine his personal and work lives instead of keeping them separate. Rieu, his son and a regular musical collaborator, has talked about how his father made sure that family members were involved in all of his projects. This method to integration helped keep things stable during times of rapid professional growth. For Rieu, love is more than just an idea, it shapes his musical personality in a fundamental way. Themed pieces in the violinist's set include Can't Help Falling in Love and Loveless, which he wrote himself. These pieces have a lot of power because they come from real emotional experience instead of made-up feelings. Importantly, Rieu's performances of love pieces became more emotional after he talked about how important Marjorie was to him. Many of the pieces in his catalogue can be seen as tributes to their long-lasting relationship, with each note sharing hard-won lessons about dedication. Rieu's singing style has changed over time, just like his life has changed. When he was younger, his job was based on technical mastery. Still, as his friendship with Marjorie grew, his performances became more emotionally real. The theme of power of love that runs through all of his concerts is clearly linked to his own growth. His music often comes back to themes of loyalty, happiness, and mental strength, all of which are present in his marriage. The violinist's friendly attitude toward people similarly shows what he learned from working with someone for decades who helped him deal with mental problems as a child. Rieu's music then becomes a true reflection of his own experience with how love can change things. When André Rieu, aged 75, told the world about his true love, it hit a chord that will last as long as his waltzes. It showed the depth of a bond that has inspired his music for decades. This honest statement bared all to the world. In honor of the woman who has been his inspiration and support, showing what the master is really like inside, should you dance to the Blue Danube next time? Will you hear the echo of their love story? Rieu's realization makes us remember that true love, like his music, lasts forever, beautiful and deeply moving.